Good morning, Merry Monday, week 46 already. Anyway, welcome to the latest podcast. Audio newsletter from the barracks. KW-46, winter in spring clothing. Tomato salad with all the trimmings. Last night for my supper, I had tomato salad with broad beans, spinach, and fresh green pea shoots, as in fresh from the garden. I picked 3 kilos of red tomatoes from the polytunnel, and in the potager there's more growing at this time of year than I've ever seen. Quite a lot of this is because I'm making a serious crack at overwintering produce, winter rye and winter wheat, and I've also sown green manures everywhere I can chuck them, alfalfa, clover, spinach. But also because the winter onions, 4 rows, and garlic, 2 rows, are doing great as well. These are all firsts for me, so I'm enjoying watching them all come up. But because it was so dry all year, a whole load of plants seeded themselves really early, and those seeds are now germinating and doing quite well. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to hustle winter into getting here any faster than it has to, but all this mental preparation for the short, cold days and long, dark nights is going a bit to waste when the garden is trying to convince me that it's the start of spring. Winter will come though, that is for certain. The meteorologists say that our first ground frosts are coming soon, and I said last week I had good reason to think that it would be short. And if we are going to get an early start next year, then believe me, I'm going to use all this extra time to get the vineyard really up to scratch. This year in the vineyard, I was learning what it's like up there and getting just as much croppage in as possible. I did the absolute minimum of weeding to find out what grows up there, but also not to shock the ground. It's been covered in wild long grasses for decades. Suddenly stripping it would do no good, and anything that grows up there will be cultivated right back into the ground as green manure anyway. To be honest, nothing did extremely well up there this year, but I did harvest 1 sack of potatoes, 8 sacks of fodder beet, 2 or 3 of sweet corn, and an as yet unknown quantity of sorghum. Next year I'm going to go crazy up there with mostly sweet corn and fodder beet. I harvested the sunflowers this week, and they are very disappointing. Apparently they need decent ground to grow in. I hope it will be decent ground up there one year, but we're going to need to go through a bunch of green manuring cycles before it's anything other than glorified wasteland. Main learning has been, ironically, that it really would have been the perfect spot for growing grapes. I haven't really planned the week at the barracks yet. If you were here for last week's newsletter, you'll know that I was supposed to do many things with wood. Well, I did some of them, but not all, so I should finish those off. I did have a great excuse. I knew I'd be leaving the barracks for Berlin again. Yes, that is twice this year. I thought it would be for 1 night, but I managed to secure stand-in pig feeders for twice as many feeds as I was hoping for, and I absconded for 2 nights, which is some sort of record. I'm sorry I didn't come to see anyone in Berlin from my former life, but I was on a mission to say hi to the granddaughter. She is, to overquote Poppins, positively perfect in every way. Whatever I do decide to do this week, I shall try to remember to take photos, and I'll tell you all about it next time. Until then, much piratey love, your Pirate Ben. XOXO. Postscript. Please celebrate with me. This newsletter is now going out to over 400 people every week, and nearly 20 are paid subs. I might not be hitting the super big time yet, but I do love watching those numbers creeping up. Thank you so much to everyone who shares this to socials amongst their friends. Postscript. Up until now, all subscription money has gone straight into pig food. I've decided that when we get our 20th paid sub, I'm going to buy myself a potato chipper. I have lots of potatoes, and I like chips. I decided that making chips, fries for those of you who speak American English, will improve my winter considerably. Yes, I could use a knife, but I want a potato chipper, okay? Postscript. After that, all subs go straight back to pig food. Is that okay? Let me know in the comments if you think it's okay to get a potato chipper. Or should I maintain the purity of subs equals pig grubs? Damn, I'm conflicted now. Don't forget to hit the like button.